Professor Toyin Falola says Nigerian Civil War was planned at the University of Ibadan. What does this really mean? A video clip from a Zoom meeting involving one of Nigeria's respected historians, Professor Toyin Falola, has been generating serious discussions online. In the short video, Professor Falola made a statement that has attracted attention. He said the Nigerian Civil War was planned on the campus of the University of Ibadan. Now, before we jump to conclusions, we need to understand the context of what he was saying.
That is our job. We don't run government, we don't run policies, but we have the intellectual capacity to frame a conversation. You understand? Let me now conclude by making you sad. The Nigerian Civil War was planned on the campus of the University of Ibadan. Somebody has to write a book on that, in which the Vice Chancellor, a prominent historian, you already know I'm talking about, was also using his house to frame the project of the Civil War. You understand? And I'm not criticizing him, because when you cut segments of a conversation, it becomes a problem to those who are interpreting it. I'm not criticizing him. The Nigerian Civil War was led by an educated person who trained in England, one of the very first to have a degree to join the Nigerian army. The debates about Ironsi was framed for him by those who went to school on a unitary government. You understand? It is not that these intellectuals have not been talking, but they are also embedded in this very project you want to solve. So in the final analysis, you see how interest governs politics. And as interest drives politics, the very fact that you have a PhD doesn't mean you will think the way you are talking about. And let us talk about...
Note, this was not a full interview. This was a short part cut out from the longer Zoom discussion. And as Professor Falola himself warned in the same clip, when you remove a part of a conversation from its full context, people can interpret it differently. So today, we are looking at this statement carefully. What exactly could Professor Falola mean? Was he saying the University of Ibadan caused the Nigerian Civil War? Or was he talking about something deeper? The role of intellectuals, politicians, and educated elites in shaping the events that eventually led to the war. Let's examine what he's trying to say. Now, looking at that statement that caused controversy, Professor Falola said, the Nigerian Civil War was planned on the campus of the University of Ibadan. Somebody has to write a book on that. This is a very powerful statement. But looking carefully at the words, he did not explain that the causes of the war started from the University of Ibadan. He was not saying people at Ibadan woke up one day and decided to create a war. That would be a different claim. What he appears to be pointing towards is the role of intellectual discussions, meetings, and political thinking among educated Nigerians who influenced the direction of the country during that period. In other words, he's talking about the possibility that important conversations, strategies, and ideas connected to the crisis were developed among influential people in academic and political circles. Why would a place like University of Ibadan matter? At that time, the University of Ibadan was not just a school. It was one of the most important intellectual centers in Africa. Many of Nigeria's brightest minds were there. Historians, political scientists, administrators, government advisors, and people who later became influential in national affairs. Universities are places where ideas are created. Before governments make decisions, there are often debates, discussions, and advice from educated people. This is the point Professor Falola seems to be making. I'm thinking so. That intellectuals may not hold government positions, but they can influence the thinking behind government actions. And he said, we don't run government, we don't run policies, but we have the intellectual capacity to frame a conversation. That statement is very important. Looking at the role of intellectuals in politics, history has shown that major political events are not shaped only by soldiers and politicians. Behind many political decisions, there are advisors, thinkers, writers, academics, and influential individuals who provide ideas and explanations. Professor Falola's argument is that having a PhD or being highly educated does not automatically mean someone is neutral. An educated person can still have political interests, ethnic interests, ideological beliefs, personal opinions. Education gives knowledge, but people still make choices based on their environment and interests. Looking at the question of where such discussions would happen. Now, some people have asked an important question. If there were discussions about the war, why would they happen at the University of Ibadan and not in the Eastern region? This is a reasonable question. The Eastern region was the area that eventually became Biafra and fought against the federal government. So if powerful people were discussing strategies against the East, it would make sense that such conversations would happen outside the Eastern region, especially in places where those involved had influence, connections, and access. But we must also be careful. The University of Ibadan was not the same thing as the entire Western region. The university community contained Nigerians from different backgrounds and different opinions. A meeting held in a particular location does not automatically mean everyone from that location supported the ideas being discussed. The important question is not only where did they meet. The bigger question are who met, who are they who met there? What did they discuss? What evidence exists? And why did those discussions directly influence government decisions? Now, the educated people who led the war. Professor Falola also made another important point. He said the Nigerian Civil War was led by educated people. This is historically significant. Many of the major actors were not uneducated people. They were trained professionals, including military officers who had received education both in Nigeria and abroad. This challenges the idea that war happens because people lack education. Sometimes, highly educated people can also become involved in conflicts because education does not remove political interests. Now, reacting to Professor Falola's statement, it should not simply be dismissed, but it should also not be accepted without questions. Professor Falola is a respected historian, and when a historian of his level makes such a statement, it deserves attention. However, history must always be supported by evidence. If there were meetings at the University of Ibadan connected to the planning or shaping of the war, then historians should bring out the documents. Who attended? When the meetings happened? What was discussed? And how those discussions affected events? Because the Nigerian Civil War remains one of the most painful events in Nigeria's history. Every claim about it must be examined carefully. But one thing Professor Falola's statements remind us of is that wars do not suddenly appear. Before guns are fired, there are usually ideas. Before soldiers move, there are often political decisions. Before a country enters conflict, there are conversations happening among powerful people. And sometimes those conversations happen in places many ordinary citizens never know about. The Nigerian Civil War was a complex event with many causes, many actors, and many layers. Understanding those layers is important because a nation that does not study its past properly may repeat the same mistakes. So the question raised by Professor Toyin Falola is not simply about the University of Ibadan. The bigger question is, what role did Nigeria's educated elite play in shaping the political decisions that led the country into war? That is a conversation worth having. But like every serious historical discussion, it must be guided by facts, evidence, and a willingness to listen to different perspectives. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.